Number 1, Google co-founder Larry Page reportedly has a new AI startup. Google co-founder Larry Page is building a new company called Dynatomics that's focused on applying AI to product manufacturing, according to the information. Page is reportedly working with a small group of engineers on AI that can create highly optimized designs for objects and then have a factory build them, per the information. Chris Anderson, previously the CTO of Page-backed electric airplane startup Kitty Hawk, is running the stealth effort, the information reports. Page isn't the only entrepreneur exploring ways AI could be used to improve manufacturing processes, although he might be one of the richest. Orbital Materials is creating an AI platform that can be used to discover materials ranging from batteries to carbon dioxide capturing cells. PhysicsX provides tools to run simulations for engineers working on project areas like automotive, aerospace, and materials science. Elsewhere, Instrumental is leveraging vision-powered AI to detect factory anomalies. Number 2, a second Intuitive Machines spacecraft just landed on the moon and probably tipped over. Intuitive Machines has landed a second spacecraft on the moon, just 1 year after accomplishing the feat for the first time ever. Unfortunately, much like that first attempt, it seems the company's spacecraft may have tipped on its side. The lunar lander, called Athena, touched down on the moon's surface at around 12:30 p.m. ET on Thursday. It's the second private spacecraft to land on the moon this week, after Firefly Aerospace's Blue Ghost touched down on March 2. Intuitive Machines' chief technology officer said in a post-landing press conference that Athena is somewhere inside the 50-meter landing zone on Mons Mouton, a flat-topped mountain on the moon's south pole. But he said the company was still working on determining where exactly Athena touched down. CEO Steve Altemus added during the conference that the company doesn't think Athena is at the correct attitude. Spaceflight speak for it probably tipped over. Altemus otherwise praised the mission, which he said went much more smoothly than last year's trip to the moon. The rest of Athena's mission now hangs in the balance. The spacecraft, which took off for the moon aboard a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket on February 26, is carrying a number of technologies that Intuitive Machines hope to test out. One is a passive laser retroreflector array, which Intuitive Machines hopes to use to communicate with other incoming or orbiting spacecraft. It's a crucial piece of technology for NASA's hopes to build a permanent moon base, so much so that the space agency awarded Intuitive Machines a $4.8 billion contract late last year to build out the communications system. Only $150 million of that is guaranteed. Athena is also carrying an ice mining experiment for NASA, which the agency had hoped to use to determine whether there are enough natural resources on the moon to one day make fuel or breathable oxygen. Additional payloads include a rover called MAPP that is supposed to test out cellular equipment from Nokia and solid-state storage billed as the first ever lunar data center. Number 3, Anthropic's Claude Code tool had a bug that bricked some systems. The launch of Anthropic's coding tool, Claude Code, is off to a rocky start. According to reports on GitHub, Claude Code's auto-update function contained buggy commands that rendered some workstations unstable and broken. When Claude Code was installed at the root or superuser levels, permissions that give programs the ability to make operating system-level changes, the buggy commands would let applications modify typically restricted file directories and, in the worst-case scenario, brick systems. The problematic Claude Code auto-update commands change the access permissions of certain critical system files. Permissions define which programs and users can read or modify files or run certain apps. One GitHub user said that they were forced to employ a rescue instance to fix the permissions of files Claude Code's commands inadvertently broke. Anthropic told TechCrunch it removed the problematic commands from Claude Code and added a link in the program directing users to a troubleshooting guide. The link initially had a typo, but Anthropic says that's been fixed too. Number 4, Scale AI is being investigated by the U.S. Department of Labor. The U.S. Department of Labor, DOL, is investigating the data labeling startup Scale AI for compliance with the Fair Labor Standards Act, TechCrunch has learned. That's a federal law that regulates unpaid wages, misclassification of employees as contractors, and illegal retaliation against workers. The investigation has been active since at least August 2024, a document seen by TechCrunch shows, and it's ongoing according to a person directly familiar with the matter. The mere existence of an investigation doesn't mean Scale AI has done anything wrong, of course, and the investigation could find in favor of the company or be dismissed. Scale AI is based in San Francisco and was valued last year at $13.8 billion. It relies on an army of workers it categorizes as contractors to do essential AI work, like labeling images for big tech and other organizations. Scale AI spokesperson Joe Osborne told TechCrunch that the investigation was initiated during the previous presidential administration and that Scale AI felt that its work building, testing, and evaluating AI was misunderstood by regulators then. Osborne said that Scale AI has worked extensively with the DOL to explain its business model and that conversations have been productive. More generally, Osborne said that Scale AI brings more flexible work opportunities in AI to Americans than any other company, and that feedback from its contributors is overwhelmingly positive. Hundreds of thousands of people use our platform to showcase their skills and earn extra money, Osborne said. Scale AI is indeed a popular gig work platform, but it has recently faced legal challenges from some ex-workers over its labor practices. 2 lawsuits were filed against the startup, one in December 2024 and the other in January 2025, from former workers alleging they were underpaid and misclassified as contractors instead of employees, denying them access to protections like overtime pay and sick days. Scale AI has strongly disputed the lawsuits, saying that it fully complies with the law and works to ensure its pay rates meet or surpass local living wage standards. Scale AI's international labor practices were also the subject of an investigation by the Washington Post in 2023. Workers overseas described to the Post demanding work at low pay as contractors. The company said at the time that pay rates were continually improving. The U.S. Department of Labor's website says it is able to resolve most cases administratively, but that employers who violate the law may be subject to fines and potentially imprisonment. The DOL also has the power to force employers to reclassify their workers as employees. For example, in February 2024, hotel staffing startup QX settled a DOL case by paying $2.1 million and announcing that all California workers performing work using the QX app would be classified as employees, Bloomberg Law reported. Scale AI also appears to be among the Silicon Valley firms seeking and seeing favor with the new presidential administration. Its CEO and founder Alexander Wang, for instance, attended Donald Trump's inauguration in January like many other tech CEOs. More telling, Scale AI's former managing director, Michael Kratsios, is President Trump's nominee as new director of the White House's Office of Science and Technology Policy. Kratsios previously served as the U.S. Chief Technology Officer during the first Trump administration. In this position, Kratsios will advise Trump on science and technology matters. This position has no oversight over the Department of Labor. Kratsios was part of a Senate hearing on February 25 but has not been confirmed yet. Kratsios didn't respond to a request for comment. U.S. Department of Labor spokesperson Michael Peterson told TechCrunch that it cannot confirm or deny the existence of any investigation per long-standing policy.